So today we're here and we're here for you. You're welcome to Mysteries Unfolded, powered by the Evermark Homes. In this chat room, we're going to be having conversation. We're going to be enlightening you on everything you should know about the real estate sector. We've had a lot of people complain about scam, documentation issues. Here in this podcast, we're going to clear every curiosity that you have about the real estate sector. We're going to invite the consultants, developers themselves, so that you can ask them the questions that you've had on your mind concerning investing in real estate. So right about now, I want you to relax, click the subscribe button below to have full access to this video. To keep up with the good stuff happening with Evermark Homes, you can follow us on Instagram at Evermark Homes, Evermark Oshun, Evermark Homes Abuja, Evermark Homes Ibadan. So today we have a very important guest, a VVIP guest, a high flyer in the real estate sector, in the person of the Evermark Group chairman, the chairman of IAI Foundation, a mentor, a philanthropist, a father. We have Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Israel Adekunle.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you very
so
much.
much, sir, for gracing us with your presence
Thank
today.
you very much. Thank you.
All right. So right to the question, we're going to be discussing one of the most important issues in real estate sector today, which is the primary challenges facing affordable houses in Nigeria.
Well, okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me once again. Thanks for this amazing opportunity. One of the major things that we need to really understand in Nigeria is that there's nothing like affordable housing. There's nothing like affordable housing here again in Nigeria. Maybe in the past, but in this century that we are now, there's nothing like affordable housing again in Nigeria. So there's a lot of things that we need to actually put away. We should stop using the word affordable housing. Anything that has to do with real estate in Nigeria. There's nothing affordable again. Well, there's nothing affordable. Nobody can actually, and a normal person can afford a house now. So you have to work your ass off to be able to own a house. So there's nothing like an affordable housing. So however, I will go to actually go to your question. You say one of the primary challenges that we have. One of the major challenges that we have is that we stop using the word affordable. That's the major thing. So when we can know that, when we know that there's nothing affordable when it's anything that comes to housing, so at least that's actually going to guide our mind when we are hearing prices of houses. So, but the major challenges that we used to have, everybody knows that inflation, of course, and then inflation is majorly caused because because of our reliance on other foreign currencies like dollars, euros, and the whole likes. That's one of the major problems. That's one of the major issues that we have. And any occurrences, any magics that happens in the forex market affect the prices of everything regarding real estate. It's going to affect the diesel that they use in producing the iron that we buy. I could remember some years ago where we used to buy a ton of iron for 250,000 naira. A ton of iron now is over 1 million naira. So it's really very, very different. There's a lot of things that we have that is making the affordable housing not more affordable like we used to think before. So now we have a lot of challenges. The major primary core challenges that we have is our reliance on foreign currency, and then we're not producing locally most of the things that we used to import. Like most of the time we import irons. We import these irons that we use. We import almost all the building materials that we use. We import them. So until we stop that, we won't have anything that we call affordable housing in Nigeria. So our major problem is just one, the inflation rates, our reliance on foreign currencies, and secondly, we relying over too much on importation and not producing our own local made and brand. Not promoting our own local made brand and building materials. So until we can start actually producing locally, I think that's when we can start having affordable terms. Yes, that's it.
Right. Thank you very much. So I want to ask you a question from developer to investor aspect, and this is a question that I've shared with my colleagues severally, knowing a little bit in the real estate sector. For example, someone goes into an off-plan investment, like now you just enlightened us right now about the economic challenges, experiencing about 40%, 50% increase, and then you go ahead to give a price. You, on the back end with your team, you did a budget for putting up a building, and you give a price to investors. Investors go ahead and invest, and then you experience 50%, 80% markup.
Yeah.
I've never, in my short knowledge, in my little knowledge, I've never heard you go back to say, okay, client, please, come, which we know most developers do that. Come and bring 10 million naira, come and bring 10% of this amount I charged you earlier. It have passed what I can do. Come and do this. How are you able to stay afloat in all of that, knowing that it's affecting you because of the materials that you need
How about
to
that?
develop this project?
That it's really that is really a very great question, and it takes a lot of discipline, it takes a lot of sacrifice, and then the truth of the matter is, every average developer you see out of 10, almost all the 10 have IBP. Why? Because we've made promises that we are finding very hard to keep up with. So let me run you an example of our first housing project. Our first housing project that we started this our first housing project the year 2019, where we built over 100 units of housing units in Awoyaya. And then the economy was so stable, the currency was floating. As at then, I think a dollar was 500, sometime 450 to 500. It was racing in between. I think the highest we had around that time was 700. While we had a lot of clients now investing when the dollar rate was 700 naira to naira. The dollar was 700 naira. That was the highest we had that time. We had a lot of clients buying properties as at that time, which we've seen as the worst. Never knew that the worst is even yet to come. No, as at then. So we sold, I think we started selling our houses for a bungalow then. We started selling for 18 million. We sold some for 23 million.
20 million thereabout.
Hey, not knowing that we are actually digging a very great trap for ourselves, because there's no way you can actually see the future and of course there's no way you can actually calculate that there's going to be 300% increase, 300% inflation rates increase in whatever you want to do. So we just find ourselves and realize that the houses that the bungalow that we used to build with 15 million naira, then in the time of today, Nigeria of today, if you don't manage your 35 to 40 million naira very well, you can build a bungalow, excluding labor cost, excluding the amount you bought the land, excluding building approvals, excluding material testing approvals, excluding soil test, excluding soil test. I hope you understand. And not excluding there's what we call it safety fee. You have to pay that. And then building approval includes LASPA. LASPA is an agency on its own. LAPCA is an agency on its own.
Yeah.
You have to do regularization on these two. And don't forget, this same house, you have to do a survey for your client. You have to do a deed of assignment for your client. And then these houses, we sold it. Those times, some 80 million naira. When some clients will beg, please now, because of our relationship now, do it for me, 80 million naira from 23 million. Be like, where? Okay, pay. Some even bought at the rate of 23 million. And then the worst part is that at that time, we did 80-month payment plan. We did 80-month payment plan. And look at now, there are some units that we are actually struggling to even finish till now. Most of these clients, they say that you said you are a man of your word. You are a man of your word. You are a man of your word. And you said you won't come back even with the resignation. I say, this resignation has passed me. And of course, and we have no option. Sometimes we say that no, a contract is a contract. We can't add a penny to it. And if you look at it, a contract is a contract. But as a real estate company, these are the blows that we take. As of now, let me give you a rundown. I don't want to go into details because of our time so much. The whole project, as at that time, our budget for the whole construction of the whole 100 units was 1.6 billion naira. As at today, because I had to tell my accountant to stop accounting for it, we've spent over 3 billion on that project. We've spent over 3 billion on that project, and we're still building for clients. And then we've seen a lot of clients that have been telling us, we are going to drag you online since 5 years ago that I've paid, 6 years ago that I've paid. And they are not ready to even, I told them the whole narration of why this thing is actually taking longer period. That we have to bring in money from other projects to deliver this project. We reach out to them, can you help? Most of them say, no, we already stick to the contract. So we are not going any further away from the contract. Look at it. That's one of the major advantage client has why they are when they are dealing with a company. I hope you understand. If they are dealing with maybe a roadside engineer, the person have even run away from. The person can even run away, and you won't be able to track them. So that's one of the major reasons why advantage of actually dealing with a company. A company can be sued, can be people can call out a company online.
The company wants to save its name.
Yes, and that's really major thing that we've actually been working towards. Our integrity, we've built it through tears, through sweat. With a whole lot of things, we've been forged with hot iron, and then of course we can't just let the name be messed, because a lot of clients, when you reach out to them, I will call you out online, I will call you this online, and of course they know the deep down what we're actually really going through as a developer, but they will just tell you that you are making money on other projects. I've seen a client told me that.
So they expect you to take money
from other projects. Yes, exactly.
Just to ensure that you deliver.
Yeah, they don't care. So that's just the major thing, the major mess we've actually found ourselves. And then of course, regardless, we are still delivering. We have no option. We have to deliver. I understand. We have no option. We have to deliver. So and then we have a lot of developers that are actually currently going through this kind of stuff. Most of them can't actually take it. They have to go back to the client. It'd be like saying, maybe we'll just give you the carcass, and but we, because of our integrity, it's very painful. It's a very hard journey, hard decision. But regardless, it might tarry, but of course, we are definitely going to deliver on whatever we promise our client.
Right. Thank you so much for your honesty. Thank you for taking us through every single process. Thank you.
Thank you.
So right now, the question we have here is, how can clients ensure that they are getting the fair deal on purchasing affordable houses?
Major thing is a fair deal. Our client can actually make sure, there's usually a fair deal. We used to give our clients fair deal, and we realize, at the long run, our clients are not being fair to us. In what way? Some client will tell you, don't worry, I will pay up in 3 months. Don't worry, don't have the 3-month interest. Just put in the contract. I'll pay up in 3 months and give me so discounts. I will clear up. And you realize, after 1 year, the client has not paid up.
Sure.
Yeah. And then we had a very similar occurrences lately, whereby a client went to report us online that we terminated our contract. So there's this particular client that we actually sold the house to. She pleaded for 6 months, and after 6 months, she didn't show up. Till 18 months, we have to terminate our contract. And immediately we terminated our contract, she ran online and said, because we terminated our contract and then we don't want to refund. And of course, our policy says refund is being processed after 90 days. But the person they actually mentioned that she has defaulted for 18 months before. Those are the one-sided story of, those are the disadvantages of online. And most of the time, you, as a big brand, you don't just want to really explain and expose yourself and then start explaining a whole lot of things. So there's a whole lot of things. So most of the time, we are being fair to our clients, but they are not being fair to us because they believe they can do any dirty thing to a big brand, because every brand, every housing brand that has a big name in Lagos, every developer wants to protect their name. Yes. And most of the clients actually wants to ride on that. And then to take advantage that if you do this, I will drag you online. That's their statement. Because one, they have nothing to lose. When your name is being mentioned online, you'll be like, wow, I'm not this kind of person. They know that they don't have anything to use, that you'll be the one that will be having the headache. Yeah. So it's a whole lot. We are being fair to our clients. Our clients get fair deals, but they are the one that is usually being unfair. I'm answering this your question based on my own personal experience. Yes. So most of the clients I've actually met over the years, 90% of them, I'm not saying all, 90% of them are not being fair. When you're being fair to them, they always love taking that advantage. I'm like, I beg now, there's this one challenge. And when you tarry, or maybe you delay, or maybe a month, a year, the next thing you'll be like, I will drag you online. I think that's a new trend now. I will drag you online. And then we're in this, I will drag you online syndrome now in Nigeria. I pray God help us.
I think from my personal review that I've had from clients, I think I met a lady recently for one of the projects in Chevron, and she said, in as much as this project took long, one thing I'm happy is that we still delivered. And I'm like, that's the most important thing.
Yes.
She told me that, I think I shared it with some of our colleagues. She told me that immediately she keyed into the project this month. The next month, there was about 25% increase. And she was like, this is the best thing she has done for herself so far. And that she's super excited. That at a point she was scared because the project delayed. But the most important thing is that she's going to be able to, she can see her house and all that. She's super excited about that. So there are actually people that understand That's especially people that
Yeah,
understand the
yeah.
economic played a huge role in
Yes,
delay.
yes. For you to know economic plays a huge role in the delays, like look at our Chevy apartment in Chevron.
Yeah,
I think we
that's the
started
project.
two. We sold two-bedroom apartment that year when we launched the project for 45 million
45
naira,
million naira.
and now two-bedroom apartment is 120 million, and that was just it's not up to about 24 months ago. You know, two-bedroom apartment 45 million, three-bedroom apartment that is now 160 million naira. We sold it for 60 million naira then. You know, it's just, you know, look at the whole percentage of increase, over 300% in increase in value. So investing in real estate is very sweet. And then who are the people that actually takes the blow? We developers that do off plan, we that sell off plan. Most of the time, most of our projects, we just become like an engineer because you realize that all your money you
End
use
of
it to
the
build,
day,
including your profits and everything.
Okay, sir. So there's this client that once came and she was complaining bitterly. She keyed into the project and they told her it was going to be delivered in 6 to 8 months, right? And then she has waited for up to 18 months and the project has not been delivered. Putting myself in that shoes, it totally disorganizes someone because who knows if she's struggling, who knows if she's her last money that she puts, oh, I want to own a home, I want to own it, I want to leave a legacy for myself. What do you expect that lady to do right now? How is she going to pay her rent? How is she going to fend for herself, knowing that she had already planned herself to move into the property at so time that is even written in your contract?
Yeah. Well, what I would just say is I would deeply apologize to any client that is actually been affected that way. The major thing is we developers, so we take our own hit, and it's not really our fault most of the time. We take our own hit, but regardless, if it's about the rent, we can pay rent to, you know, just to make sure our client is happy. You know, we can go to any length to make sure our client is happy. So that's one of the major core things that we do, because the feelings you leave your clients with, they will it's going to actually make them and spur them to actually come back to do more business with you. You know, we value all clients. We value all clients. You know, so that's it.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thank you.
much for your honesty. So I have one more question for you. So how does Evermark Homes ensure transparency and accountability in your housing projects or your projects entirely?
Yeah. Thank you very much. We have a lot of, when it comes to transparency, it is needed in every business. Personally, it is needed in businesses. It is needed, and of course, we are always transparent. We communicate to our clients most of the time when we experience delay, when there are challenges, we communicate to them. We are on our clients, we are families, because we always see each other in the estate, and of course we communicate 247. We have several of our clients that will become families. When I'm outside the country, we always meet, and then we hang out. So that's what transparency actually builds. You turn into family as time goes on when the transparency is consistent. And also when it's the other question again.
Transparency and accountability.
Okay, yes.
Accountability, ensuring that the project.
Okay, yeah. So and also, yeah. So and also, well, we are always accountable, because we have team that actually verifies and checkmates what we actually deliver, what we build. We have teams, we have partners across our board that actually checks all our projects to make sure they are not substandard, to make sure that we are doing the right thing. And of course, which is very good. As a matter of fact, we have partners that make sure that criticize us, because I love the criticism a lot. I don't just love the praises that you are doing well, you are doing. We want the other side of it. So that's actually going to make us more perfect and more better. And of course, lately, to be sincere, we've taken a whole lot of criticism. The bigger you are, the bigger a brand is, the bigger there's going to be a lot of mistakes, and then there's going to be a lot of correction. And we've done a lot of review with some of our partners, and then which we are accountable to, and our board members that we are accountable to. We've been able to stay learning, stay teachable. We've been able to stay teachable, and also always keep into correction, and then we'll keep on doing that to make sure we achieve amazing results. So we are, and to be sincere, we are always trying to be transparent on our own, but most of our clients are not transparent. Yes, no, everything they blame us, developers, blah blah blah. Most of our clients, I had about 7 people on my list now, or my clients, that they've ghosted me after their initial deposit, and we agreed on a particular terms of a payment plan. They ghosted me. Some are even on 3-month payment plan. Some have even ghosted me now. It's over 3 months now. And one of a sudden they will just appear like Jesus and say they want to pay up and collect their house when the interest and everything has actually accumulated on the whole house. So, and we have several of them like that. Most of them, not all, most of them are not accountable. They will just pay initial deposit and move, and you won't just see them again. So those are it's just on both sides. We have our own side. We are not perfect. So, and then because we stay teachable, we stay learnable on a daily basis, and then We stand for correction on a daily basis. So the major thing we want our clients to be transparent. And but to my clients that are seeing me out there that have ghosted me, come to my DM. Come to my DM before we
Please
send
wake
you
up.
letter.
All right, so clients ghosting you, that's what leads to contract termination.
Yes, exactly. When
And
clients,
then that's when you now
clients,
gets to refund. And then when you now tell them that you have to wait for a particular amount of time,
that's where Wala comes, and they
that's
say
a
no, they
problem
want their
comes.
money immediately.
Okay, I think
And of
that
course,
clears it right
and of
now.
course, they just
That
think
makes
maybe
it
we developers we have the whole millions and billions in our account. All our funds are in assets. That's why most of the time, clients will say they want their refund immediately now. And I tell them, see, the equivalent of your refund, we can give you an asset in any of our other estate, but that cash, me, I no get. I don't use and buy cement. I've used to order cement and other tiles for other projects. I don't keep cash. So most clients, they just think maybe you have the cash, you don't want to give me. There's a particular client that we want to pay refund. The client said, how do you sleep at night? You owe people money and you have the money, you have billions sitting in your account and you don't want to pay us your money. I say, madam, I don't get any billions for account, but I get land with plenty, I get houses with plenty. If you need anyone that is equivalent to that amount that I want to refund you, I will give you with immediately. But when it comes to maybe giving you cash, we don't have the cash. We store our cash in assets. So that's one of the misconception most of our clients sees us as a wicked person. We are not wicked though. Our cash is in assets, so we don't have it stuck in cash like they think.
All right, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Dan.
yeah,
Thank you for
you.
enlightening us. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we're so excited to have you on this project. Thank you. I learned a lot. Thank you for sharing
thank
your
you.
own experience from the developer aspect. And in as much as I came from the investor aspect, I've also been able to been convinced a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I still have a little bit of confusion, but I've been convinced a little bit, and that can be able to address people's curiosity towards the same issue. Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you very
gracing us
much.
with your presence.
Thanks for having me.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying till now. You're the real MVP. I also want to thank Dr. Israel for gracing us with his presence in the studio today. We have more projects coming from the Evermark brand. You need to look out for it. Just as Dr. Israel has mentioned earlier, you need to invest with a brand that you can trust, a brand that you can hold accountable. Till the next time we grace your screen with Mysteries Unfolded, powered by Evermark Homes. Bye.